After years of tinkering and testing and rearranging and trials, I've finally come up with a desk setup that I absolutely love, which I affectionately call my command station / desk setup / home office / I work from home for a tech company / my YouTube filming studio / my indoor garden sanctuary. It's a place where I sit for about 80% of my waking life, and to finally have a space that I'm proud of and enjoy feels a little bit like... And so today I'd like to walk you through this command station. First, quickly noting that everything mentioned here will be linked in the description below. At the heart of the desk setup is, well, the desk itself. It's the Uplift Desk L-shaped V2 standing desk with a bamboo top. And while I love the oversized nature of the desk and the bamboo top itself, I admittedly wish I had not gone with the L-shaped version. I rarely end up using the short end. It kind of unnecessarily takes up a lot of space in the room, but hey, we live and we learn, and whenever I move, I'll probably end up rebuilding it without the L. Powering the desk setup, I'm running two laptops. The first is a fully spec'd out 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro with 64 gigabytes of memory and 4 terabytes of storage, but it does allow for me to do fast editing from the local drive for all of my active projects. The second is another 16-inch MacBook Pro, but this one rocking the M1 Pro chip and only 16 gigs of memory. Now, this is my work-issued laptop because in addition to running this YouTube channel and all of my other creative endeavors, I'm also working from home at a large tech company from 9 to 5. Each laptop essentially lives in a clamshell mode 95% of the time, one to the left of my monitors and the other one underneath this Grove-made monitor riser, which I absolutely love. It allows for some additional storage, and it also brings my monitors up to a more appropriate height, which conveniently brings me to the monitors themselves. Each laptop is connected to an Apple Studio display. Now, I've already made a separate video about this panel and some of the things wrong with it, most of which I still stand by. My largest pain point being the fact that I can't have two computers plugged into the monitors at the same time, and as a result, there's no way to switch the inputs. This means that when I'm done with my workday, I have to swivel one monitor around and swap the Thunderbolt cords to my personal computer for both of the panels. Another issue that I have had with these displays is that there's no way to natively have sound come out of both of the displays when they're each connected to one computer, which is really a shame given how great the speakers are. My solve to this has been a program called Loopback, which allows you to create a virtual audio interface that outputs to both of the Apple Studio displays. You do lose out on some of the spatial audio features, but honestly, it does sound really, really great, aside from the fact that you have to pay an additional one-time $99 license for the Loopback software on top of these very, very expensive monitors. I don't necessarily recommend this particular setup as the most cost-effective, but the panels look gorgeous, they sound wonderful, the color accuracy is literally perfect without needing to constantly calibrate, which was a huge issue that I had with some of my LG displays. Despite the price, I cannot overstate how much I enjoy staring at these all day. And if you enjoy staring at me during this video, it would be awesome if you played thumb war with that subscribe button. We're closing in on the elusive 10,000 subscriber mark. But anyways, a very recent addition to my desk setup has been a pair of BenQ screen bar halo lights. These are one of those things that I didn't know that I needed until I got them. As I've mentioned, the fact that I spend so much time at my desk staring at these monitors means that my eyes get tired pretty quickly. These not only reduce my eye strain, but make working late into the night super enjoyable. The newer Halo version of these lights has a wireless control module that allows you to change the color from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin, and you can also turn on the ambient backlighting, which provides a really perfect, accurate color temperature for color grading, photo editing, you name it. Both computers are connected to the same mouse and keyboard combo, which has been a massive upgrade for me in the recent months. The keyboard I'm rocking is the Keychron K1 SE mechanical keyboard with red switches. I've opted for this particular configuration for a few reasons. The K1 SE is more of a low-profile keyboard, and coming from the Apple Magic Keyboard, I wanted something that was a little bit more slim and didn't rise off the desk too high. The red switches are the quieter option that they have as well, which, although many don't prefer the feel of those particular switches, the reduced noise helps when I am on Zoom calls for work. And lastly is the ability to connect multiple devices. You can connect via Bluetooth to up to 3 devices and then swap between them pressing function plus 1, 2, or 3. I've personally opted to have the keyboard plugged in via a wired connection to one laptop, and then I swap over to Bluetooth to connect to the other, which is enabled via a switch on the back of the keyboard. For the mouse, perhaps no surprises here. I, like most of the folks on the internet these days, have made the switch to the Logitech MX Master 3. I was a big time Magic Mouse apologist for far too long, but if you're one of the few holdouts who hasn't bought this mount yet, just do it. Similar to the keyboard, I can swap between my two devices with the input on the bottom, and the ergonomics is absolutely fantastic. The customization on the dual scroll wheels and the extra buttons really will make you forget every other mouse you have ever touched. Now, you may notice a few additional pieces of hardware sitting atop the desk as well. Over the last year, I have been making the switch to DaVinci Resolve, and with it, I've also added the speed editor and micro panel to my workflow. I don't know that I'd necessarily recommend these as necessary purchases for anyone outside hardcore video editors, but the speed editor I got for free with my purchase of Resolve Studio, and the micro panel I got because I found a great deal on Facebook Marketplace. I do enjoy how much these improve the editing workflow, and I do use them for every single video I edit. I just don't know if I'd be running out to get them if you didn't really need them. I also have a few other accessories from GroveMade to help tie the rest of the setup together, that being the medium felt pad in the dark color, a tan leather mouse pad, and a MagSafe iPhone stand. And I also have this GroveMade tray to go along with the monitor riser, where I keep a couple of my remotes and pens and some other cables that I often need to access. I love how well all of these complement one another, and they match the Bamboo desk pretty nicely and overall just look badass. I've also unfortunately had to make the costly switch to a TerraMaster RAID storage system. I previously had a QNAP network attached storage that was hit with ransomware due to a security failure by QNAP. I do not recommend buying a QNAP. Luckily, I timed the dip in the crypto market with the payment of my ransom, so I did save a little bit of money there, and I decided to make the switch to a direct attached storage to avoid some future headache. It's connected via Thunderbolt, and it is crazy fast, providing me with 48 terabytes of storage, which I back up online via Backblaze. I've also found the speeds to be fast enough to edit both photo and video off of, so that is a huge bonus. And my most recent addition to the studio has been this little floating self-contained filming setup. I've based this off of Caleb Pike's build out with a few key modifications, and it allows me to film in multiple angles without needing to break down or set anything up. If you're interested in seeing a full breakdown of this setup and how I record these videos, comment, let me see that below, and be sure to subscribe so that you'll be notified when that comes out. But suffice it to say that it has drastically improved both my workflow and ease of recording my videos, both long form here on YouTube, as well as my TikToks and Reels and YouTube short content, you name it. So with that, YouTube thinks that you'll like watching this video next, and I think you'll like watching that video next. So why don't you watch both and see whether man or machine is right. Peace.